What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at a request we got for Steelix, and I think this card's actually kind of fun. What it is that it's just a simple stage 1 that has the attack Earthquake for 130 damage, and this attack does 30 damage to each of your own bench Pokemon. Typically that'd be kind of bad, but when we pair that with something like Dodrio, where it has the Ballistic Beak attack, where this attack does 30 more damage for each damage counter on it, plus 10, we actually get to rack up a good amount of damage, and we also have the Zooming Draw ability, where once per turn you can put 1 damage counter on this Pokemon, and if you do, draw a card. So we get to draw, stack up a whole bunch of damage in order to KO things a lot easier. We also get to run Munkidori, who will be moving these damage counters off, and kind of doing damage that way. And the way that we're going to utilize that is just by using Luminous Energy, since that way we can kind of do whatever it is that we need to do. And it also allows us to run a Radiant Charizard. In the late game, we can just throw down a Luminous Energy on it and kind of do what we need to do from there. The other ways that we're going to actually, or another interesting card rather, that we're going to be using that I think is actually kind of funny, is the Practice Studio. This card is not good, but in this matchup, it is. Because what we're going to be able to do is that all of our Stage 1 Pokemon do an extra 10 damage. And typically that's not meaningful, but in this case it is, because what it'll do is it'll mean our Earthquake is hitting for 140 rather than 130, meaning that anything that's 280, we actually just 2-shot straight out with Steelix. But it also allows us to make other, like, it kind of allows us to 2-shot everything that we need to. Even if, like, we attack and our Steelix gets knocked out, then what we'll be able to do is bring in Dodrio afterwards. The additional damage will help us get, like, those 2 shots. So it's actually really nice to have. We only run 1 copy of it, though, since it's not, like, super prevalent, but it is kind of nice to have. We also run a copy of Devolution, since obviously we want to be able to knock out stuff and have our damage counters kind of around for Munkidori. And then we're just running 2 copies of Boss's Orders and 3 copies of Professor Research. And yeah, it's a simple list, but it's a very, very fun one. So also another interesting card we're running is just Damage Pump. So again, we can move 2 damage from one of our Pokemon to any other one we want. So we can just power up a Dodrio faster, or be able to utilize our Munkidori or whatever else that we want to be able to do. Just kind of helps speed up the deck a little bit. Our ace spec of choice obviously just being Prime Catcher, since we want to be able to make sure we're selecting the right mons that we want to be knocking out. So yeah, that's the list, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list and any changes that you would make. I want to give a shout out and thank you to the channel members. I'll be putting them on screen now. I haven't done a whole lot with memberships and things like that yet. I definitely want to do more with it, and so thank you so much for anyone who did sign up for it. Obviously there's no obligation or anything like that, but I do really, really appreciate it, so thank you so much for the people who have. Outside of that, for all the members will see this the day before, so this doesn't apply to them technically, but whatever. For everybody else watching, this video will be coming out on Saturday, so the community Discord tournament will be tonight. So any member watching this, it'll be tomorrow on Saturday. But yeah, the community Discord tournament will be happening tonight at 6 o'clock. So if you're interested in that and want to join, it's completely free to enter. Just go down in the description and the info and the link to the tournament page will be there. So hopefully all of you can join us. It's a lot of fun and it's a great place to learn and play the game. So definitely recommend joining that, as well as a link to our community Discord. Feel free to join that if you are interested. And like always, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below whatever other deck or cards or things like that you want to see featured. I know there's a couple different requests up right now, so I'm slowly working my way through them. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for checking out the channel and checking out the deck list and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys all in game 1 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1. We're going to be going first. We'll see what our opponent's playing in a moment. We open double Onix and a Doduo. We don't have much else going on in our hand, but we do have... Oh, Totodile. That's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and play down this and then that. Pass our turn. And then what we'll be able to do is that, unless the next card we draw is like super vital, we can Ultra Ball it away, and with the Steel Energy, grab ourselves Steelix, go ahead and Iono, get ourselves a new hand after, and start attacking with Steelix. We see Bidoof and Squirtle, so we know their draw engine. I'm really curious to see this Totodile build and like what they do, because I haven't played for Alligator in a while. Alright, so not super vital. So we can get rid of that. Like I said, we'll grab ourselves Steelix. We get to use the really cool art, which is another motivation to play this deck, if I'm honest. Is I just really want it to be able to use this art. We get a second Steelix on board. We can go ahead and Nest Ball to grab one more Doduo, which will be important. Unfortunately, we didn't find a energy for the turn. Obviously, we would have really liked that. But it's fine. We can go Earthquake here, knock out the Totodile, take a prize card, and go from there. We do have our next Steelix set up, which is obviously very nice. Obviously, we are really hoping to find our Luminous Energy here. We don't, but we find another Doduo, and that'll kind of be okay. We're just hoping the Iono didn't completely bail out our opponent. They won't have any water in the discard pile, at least not enough to actually get an attack off. At least for now. So we don't have to worry, and also we don't know if they're playing Palkia or not yet. We can guess that they're not. Where did they play the Manaphy? If they have to know we don't play anything, that it's gonna matter. They could have a rare candy here and go for rare candy for Alligator, but it would be better for them to grab the barrel. Yep. That way they can Squirtle here, get themselves a whole new hand, kind of go from there. Yep. We see the incisors. There's going to be the rare candy into the for Alligator. And an Iono of their own, which is honestly fine by us, because we were going to end up just doing that anyway. We do get a research. We have an energy for the attack. And if they put damage counters on themselves, we will be able to KO them. If they don't KO us. Which means we get an extra turn to look for a Luminous Energy. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty big turn for us. If they put themselves in KO range. They'll take a prize card. Obviously, we don't want them to, like, Greninja us, but we have time. Before that's, like a big worry. We'll Nest Ball out a new Onix. So we can start to set that up. And then we'll research here. We do get another Doduo. we'll Super Rod, put Manaphy, a Steelix, and a Steel Energy back into the deck. The main thing is that we want to be able to react to we want to be able to react and go Nest Ball here if our opponent starts to do like a Greninja play, and pull the Manaphy back out of the deck. So we'll take a prize card. We get another research, not super helpful. The benefit here is that they shouldn't be able to KO our Steelix at all, so we can drop the Luminous Energy and start kind of recovering damage. We'd like to find another switch, so that way we can pick this up or be able to evolve our Doduos on the next turn. There's an Irida. But we can always damage pump and just move damage onto the active to kind of preserve things on our bench. So here's a Nest Ball to bring out Palkia, I'm guessing. Yeah, so now we can go Nest Ball, bring out Manaphy. And from there, what we'll do is that we'll look to start moving the Munkidori damage onto the Greninja one time, just to put it in range that we can guarantee KO it if we Earthquake. And then from there, we'll just start to kind of weaken the Palkias down. Why Reversal Energy? Like, I get why you would run it in the deck for Alligator, but I don't really get why you would have attached it there. Definitely a weird choice. So we'll go ahead and place this. We will Nest Ball to bring out our Manaphy. Then what we can do is heal the Munkidori, putting enough damage counters down that the Greninja won't really be a problem later. Granted, we can one-shot it with the Earthquake, but we want to just make sure that it's in range. Also, moving the damage counters won't really matter too much anywhere else. We can go ahead and damage pump, and what we want to do is move the... We'll move the damage off the Steelix or the Onix for now. We'll slap a Defiance Band down onto the Dodrio, or the Doduo, and hopefully be able to turn it into a Dodrio, which we did. Then what we'll be able to do is go get rid of this, and get rid of this. Grab ourselves another Dodrio. Slap that down. And then from here, we can go Earthquake. Putting the damage counters all around. Grabbing ourselves another prize card. And then what the play is going to be from here is that if they knock this out, it's totally fine. We'll be able to bring in the Dodrio, slap an energy down onto it, start attacking, and kind of go from there. Another reversal energy attachment. I mean, it's cool they're able to pivot into, like, just using Palkia as their main attacker. But I don't think they're really going to get anywhere here. But I've been wrong before. We'll see the Star Portal come out. They can either... There's really no point to going Greninja at this point. Yeah, so they just attach everything to the active. They will be able to knock out the Steelix, which is fine. We bring the Doduo in. Place that down. We have another Onix in play. What we'll do is we'll go Brain. We'll move some of the damage off the Dodrio in the back, mostly just so that way we can zooming draw with it. Get ourselves a little deeper into the deck. If we want, we could boss here, but there's really no reason to. We'll just Beak. We hit for 280, which is kind of massive when we're fully powered. We take 2 prizes. I kind of didn't realize that we did that much damage, otherwise I wouldn't have brained onto the active. I kind of forgot we did that much. Otherwise I would have brained to something else to kind of set up a easier KO for later. But that's okay. Really, at this point, we're just looking for an energy, so if what we'll end up doing here is... Oh, there's a counter catcher. To what? I mean, we have boss in hand, so it really doesn't matter. But really what our play was going to be is that what we could do is we could just use Scenario. So we put one Pokemon into our hand. We'll be able to get whatever we need into the active, and then from there we can just kind of boss around, do whatever we want. If we need it to be able to draw, we have the ability to draw 2 more cards on top of our deck after our top deck, so we'd be pretty much fine. We're really just looking for an energy, but thanks to the fact that they brought Munkidori into the active, that kind of all works out for us all the same. Their best play, if they were trying to trap us for like an extended period of time, would have been to bring up the Onix. It was kind of really dumb to bring up something. I mean, I guess I would have just ended up evolving it anyway. But it's kind of dumb to bring something up that already has the energy and able to retreat it. But we'll just go ahead and Ballistic Beak, knock out the Manaphy, take our final prize, and end game 1. Dodrio hits so much damage. It's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, that's game number 1, guys. So I'll see you guys in game number 2 in a moment. This is definitely a weird deck to play. It's a ton of fun, but I'm still getting used to just like how much damage Dodrio does. It's definitely a card that like you kind of forget how powerful it is until you like really get into using it. But yeah, that's game 1, and I'll see you guys in game 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2. We're going to be going first. We'll see what we open. Not too bad. Obviously, we'd want a, like, draw supporter. But, you know, we'll have to just work with what we got for right now. Looks like we're going to be up double Super Rod. Not ideal. We'll grab ourselves a second Doduo for now. And pass. So not much else we can do. We're really hoping for... Honestly, an Iono would be really ideal. Oh, it's actually going to be Gimmighoul. I kind of just assumed when I saw the Dunsparce Greninja that it was going to be the Raging Moon. Roaring Moon. That's the card. Okay, very uneventful turn by my opponent. We do get our evolutions off. We do get the Zoom Draw. And a Steel Energy. So we can get the first attack. We get rid of the Dunsparce, which is actually kind of important, because if they have the Dunsparce in hand, we don't want to be able to let them evolve or anything like that. We have the Research, obviously. I really don't want to use it, though, because I don't feel like giving up both of my Super Rods and my Professors. But I might just end up having to. We'll see what we end up with on our next turn. We see an Evolution and the Earthen Vessel, so they can evolve both of these if they so choose to. The problem is, like, I don't want to have to discard this with Steelix still in hand, because I won't have a way to get them back. Set up another Dunsparce. Energy on the Radiant, which will allow them to go for Evolution. They could potentially evolve the Dunsparce, so for next turn they can get some draw off. They do. And then they'll just evolve one of the Gimme Ghouls. It's not too bad, though. We can always one-shot this. We do get an Artazon, at least. So, this will let us Artazon out the Munkidori. Like I said, I really don't want to have to do this, but I think that's just my best option at this point. So we can place this down. Unfortunately, we didn't find... Go Nest Ball for a new Onix. Unfortunately, we didn't find any of, like, the energies we'd want to be able to find. At least not yet. But we're getting enough damage down for next turn. Alright, double Iono isn't great, but that it's fine. What we are going to be able to do is we'll have enough damage on ourselves that what we can do is Prime Catcher. We have a Switch too, which is nice. So we won't actually end up needing to Prime Catcher. Especially if they just knock this out. We can bring in Doduo, we can go Iono, and hope to draw into just a single energy. One-shot this. This will be prepped. We bring in, we one-shot the next Gimme Ghoul with the boss or the Prime Catcher, and kind of go from there. We'll also have a late stage, like a late game Radiant Charizard that we hit for weakness, so we also have that available to us. So we have options. We just need to be able to get an energy. But we're going to go... We'll draw off our top deck, see what we get. We can always Iono. That'll get us another 4, then 5, 6. So we'll get pretty deep into our deck. And we do enough to KO this. We see an Arven for Evolution and an Energy Retrieval. We can get 2 Steel. If they get super greedy and go for Evolution again, that'd be kind of crazy, but yeah, I didn't think so. What's nice is we do get to just bring our Doduo right into the active. So we get to save our Switch for later. So now the question is, do we want to Iono first and dig after, or do we want to dig first, leave Iono in hand, because that way we get to keep the boss and the Prime Catcher available? I think we Iono first. We see what we find. Nothing useful yet. But we can go Nest Ball. Grab ourselves one more Onix. Help thin the deck out. Then from here, we can go Zooming Draw. And we just need to find any energy. The Evolution, not what we're looking for. Damage Pump, still not what we're looking for. Zooming Draw, one more time. Wow. That's super unlucky. From here, what do we do? I guess we just pass. That's unfortunate. I was able to mute my mic in time before I sneezed really loud, so yay me. Alright, it's definitely unfortunate, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. We'll be in the exact same position again. We'll just be doing it with a couple less cards, but as long as we knock out the one, we'll be fine. But it's definitely disappointing. They go Legacy Energy. Okay. I mean, they made another one, so it's fine. We have the two targets we're actually looking for. We have the damage pump as well, so... Oh, the... Okay, that's fine. Because the Munkidori doesn't do anything for us at this point. Like, it's going to make no difference. So we bring the Dodrio back in. Alright, we get the Counter Catcher, or the Prime Catcher rather. Alright, so we do get the one energy. We can get the KO here, so that's good for us. We'll Zooming Draw for one more. Alright, Luminous Energy, so we're good to go. Then what we can do from here is just go ahead and Ballistic Beak for 280. Taking 2 more prizes. We do have a Research. Not that we really need it. And if they knock this out, we do have an energy in hand, so we can just bring in our new Dodrio and take the knockout. If they bring in the one with the Legacy Energy, we can just Prime Catcher around it. The only thing that could be damaging here is like a Rock Sand. Like, if they go Roxanne or Iono here, Both would not be ideal. Unless we got lucky and we're able to get into like a research. Or an energy. Either one of those would be fine. I'm surprised they didn't lead the one with Legacy Energy, though. Spirit Energy Retrieval. None of this matters. The only thing that we're scared of... I don't agree with running Double Lady. I feel like one's fine. Because you're, like, guaranteed to be able to get it. Alright, there's an Arven. We have nothing to worry about. And we obviously know they don't run Unfair Stamp. So we're good to go. So that's going to be the game. Got a little sketchier than maybe it should have. Thumbs up, my friend. Dodrio just being a monster. They drop a ton of damage. They've accepted their fate. We bring our Dodrio back in. We go ahead and slap this down. And there's the concede. Very fun game. Man, Dodrio is so cool. Like, this is such a fun card, and it's so powerful for almost, like, no reason at all. But, yeah, that's going to be game number 2, and I'll see you guys in game number 3 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 3. We're going to be going first. We see the Fairy sleeves that always make me sad, because I miss that Fairy isn't a card anymore. Because it should be. I don't understand why it isn't a card type. We can go Doduo, and we'll place the Onix down. We'll go Nest Ball for... We'll go Manaphy for now. And the main reason is, like, yes, obviously we have to worry about Sableye beating us up later. But for right now, I'm more concerned with the fact that they could... If we make our board too much, and then they just go Greninja and Mirage Gate, we're never going to be able to stop it. So we kind of need to get ahead of that now, especially too, like, with Sableye already on the board, and obviously, like, no cards in the Lost Zone yet, we still have time to make something work. But it is a race against the clock, because Sableye is going to be a nightmare to deal with. Oh, that's interesting. They're playing the secret box. Oop, sorry about that. That's my phone going off. As always, I thought I was a YouTube professional and muted my phone, but I did not. I hope everybody didn't get severely jump scared. I have no idea how loud that's about to be. Was that Patrol Cap? What does it even do? So, yeah, they go Secret Box. They get rid of the Patrol Cap. I mean, fair discard fodder. What does this do again? As long as this Pokemon attaches to an active spot, your deck cannot be discarded by effects. Honestly, not a terrible card. I don't think it's good, but I think it's interesting. Especially in, like, a control matchup, but I don't know. I feel like it's... On paper, it's really good, but in practice, it's not, because they have too many ways of putting cards onto your bench to pull into the active to make your... Like, to make it so that never works. But in theory, it's a great idea. Because if you can just have one card just, you know, lone in the active and put that on, it can definitely delay some control matchups who want to, like, Misfortune Sister you and stuff. They're taking so long to make their plays right now. But I guess that's fair, because Lost Zone is a pretty complicated deck. They don't get to just slap down Dodrios like we do. We see one Psychic Energy in the Lost Zone, and they pass. We do see one of our Munkidoris. Get this. And then we'll throw the band onto this Steelix, or Onix, why not? Then we'll go research. Yes, we could Iono, but we really don't. At this point, we don't want to reshuffle their hand, because, like, clearly they don't have much going on for themselves. We're going to go ahead and zooming draw, see what we can find. There's our Steelix, perfect, so we don't have to Ultra Ball for it. We can attach the energy for turn. We'll Town Store here, mostly just to pull this out of our deck, and then also give us an opportunity to kind of look to see what we are potentially missing. Not anything too important. We have the Devolution. Mainly I just grabbed that so I have it for later, and also it just kind of functioned as discard fodder for the Ultra Ball later. We can go ahead and Earthquake. Spreading out some damage. Taking a prize. There's an Iono. So now, unless they do absolutely nothing on this next turn, now we'll be in a position that we might want to consider Iono, like going for the Iono, since really what we're just looking for at this point is just a Luminous Energy, so we can move the damage off the Manaphy and then off the Munkidori like every other turn. Or even what we'll have the option to do is we can attach the Munkidori, move the damage off, and then on the following turn, we can, like, look for a Switch or Prime Catcher or whatever, just to bring the Dodrio in. Since we don't need that many damage counters to get the KOs, since all their stuff is so low, is so low HP-wise. We can really focus on just, like, low HP Doduos. Or low damage Doduos, I guess would be a better way of saying it. Though it doesn't look like they're getting much done. There's a Mirage Gate. They're discarding a lot of their energies and, like, important resources, so I'd be very curious to know what choices they're making, like what cards they're actually choosing to take, because they're still stuck. But, like, they've gotten rid of one Super Rod, a Mirage Gate, and two kind of important energies. Like, all their water energy is out of play at this point, until they Super Rod it, obviously. They still haven't done anything, which makes me not want to bother going for the Iono. So I'll probably just draw twice with Dodrio, and then if I hit an energy, just switch, bring this in, and just start attacking that way. Yeah, they do nothing. I really don't want Iono then. There's the Lost Vacuum. So we'll go Duo. There's nothing we can really do to thin our deck more at this point, so we'll just try to draw. We get another Switch. Get the Zoom. Get another Super Rod. I can go for the attack, which will KO the Comfey, which is kind of going to be nice. It is going to spread more damage than I'd really want, but I do have Doduos enough that... Alright, I think this is the play that I'm going to make. I'm going to burn one Switch, go Doduo, and then I actually am just going to go ahead and Iono here. I really don't want to bail their hand out, but I can't keep not attaching energy for turn. Like, it's slowing me down too much. So we'll attach here, go Ballistic Beak, take a knockout here, and start looking for a Luminous. We just found another Onix. But right now, I'm not really worried about getting attacked. They could Mirage Gate after a Colress experiment, but at least with the Greninja, it's not going to matter since we will have Manaphy on bench. They go Arven, so the Sableye is not even really a threat yet. And won't be for like another 2 turns. We already got rid of 2 Comfey, which means they only have 2 in deck at best. What else did they get rid of? They're 2 Mirage Gates down, meaning they only have 2 more at most. I'm curious to see what they cut for the Patrol Cap, like to make space for that. It's only 1 card, but we'll see. I also don't agree with the Town Store. The de-evolution I could understand. What else did they just grab? And a Pokegear. Interesting choice. Using the Lost Vacuum to get rid of... Ooh, this... Discarding the Switch card, maybe not the best play. It does help speed up their Lost Zone, though, so they do get a little bit more progress. But they're going to end up passing this turn here. I feel like their list has to be very different, because there's no way they've bricked this hard, even after all the searching they've done, and being like, and I gave them an Iono to get a new hand. So something about their list building is wrong, or they're just unbelievably unlucky. They're going to retreat, go Sableye, so they can still use Greninja to draw on the next turn. I'm surprised they haven't FF'd at this point, then. From here, we'll just attach to the other Doduo for now. We'll go Zooming Draw. Get ourselves a little bit more cards in hand to work with. Another Munkidori. We can go ahead and Ballistic Beak again. Knocking out the Sableye. Kind of a really uneventful game 3, but it's like, I really can't tell if it's just my opponent's list building or if they're just unbelievably unlucky. I have to assume, based on seeing like the Patrol Cap and the Secret Box and stuff like that, that they're just running some unusual cards that's kind of negatively impacting them. But it's hard to tell. They may also just be new to Lost Zone, and so they're just making choices that aren't the best. Like, I don't agree with the town store either. Beach court's okay, but I feel like you'd rather just run stop. And like, if he had searched earlier for, instead of like a patrol cap, but they just ran like rescue board, they would have been able to rotate the comb phase. So I think this is just a list building problem. This would definitely be a moment that after this game, if I was them, I'd really reassess like the value of certain cards and how often they're going to be like relevant. Like, Town Store would be fine in theory, but it's like they're not running rescue board, so it's kind of useless. Like, you shouldn't be running one card just to be able to find this. Even if they were running rescue board, I still wouldn't like agree with it, because you're already running Arvins. Like, you don't need to double down on a card that doesn't do that much for you in a deck where you're running so many switch cards and you already have so many options. Like, it's just you're kind of doubling down in the wrong area. And they got rid of a Buddy Poffin earlier, but they should have used that in order to get themselves both Comfey out. And then they used Nest Ball for, like, you're close enough that, like, if you had double Comfey, you could Jet Energy here, Comfey, switch, like, retreat into your other one that you could have got off the Buddy Poffin. Retreat, bring that in. That'll bring you to 10. You had Super Rod. You could have Super Rod your Sableye and the energies back in. Look for a Mirage Gate and just start going nuts on the bench. And, like, actually kind of bring the entire game back. Because this would only need 40 damage. You'd get 1 KO there. There's another 50. So that's 90 damage. You get a KO there. You'd still have, like, what is it, 30 damage left over. You could prep this. Your Sableye gets knocked out. You Super Rod, kind of do it all over again. Or at that point, you're low enough in prize cards, you could just go Radiant Charizard, knock this out, and then I don't really have a response. So, like, there's a lot of options the deck would be able to do in this situation, but I just think their list building was really bad. They're also playing incredibly slow. Like, this last game's going to go so long for no reason. There's another Nest Ball. Yeah, so, like, there's the other company. So, like, it was in the deck. Beach Court. Okay, retreat. Bring in the next one. Search again. Wait, why did you get rid of the other Mirage Gate? You're taking yourself out of the game. Alright, if you have one, it's still enough. What did you just choose to discard? A Mimikyu, that's fine. That's a good choice. I don't think you need it, but... or I don't think you need it in the deck, but... you were so close to getting what you needed. At this point... doesn't really matter. We'll go Zooming Draw. We're really just looking for a Luminous. Oh, there's another Steelix. Throw that down real quick. And then we'll throw that down just to remove that from the game. And we're going to go research here. Really just so we can find Luminous. So we can throw this down. Go ahead and Brain. And start moving... We're going to move the damage off the... Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. We'll Beak. Knock that out. Grab one more prize. Go down to 2. What we were hoping is that way we could find the boss, so that way we could move the damage counters onto this, boss this up, and then just Munkidori another, like, on the next turn. Okay, so there's Sableye. There's still hope. Tulip. Why would you... I'm so confused. Why would you put it in your hand? Put it back into the deck. Like, yeah, they get a second Sableye. I guess they can manually attach the energy this turn. So I guess they're just going for 2 Sableye attacks. The problem is that they just can't get enough prize cards. Because, like, even if they come in, we bring in Steelix. We get the KO. They won't be able to KO it back. It's just a little bit too late. But, like, if they'd done this sooner, like, they could have played this so much better. And the, I think the biggest culprit of this game is the list building. Like, this game should have been a lot easier for them to win. The matchup itself is not good for us because of how strong Sableye is in the matchup. There's arguments that you should probably run Jirachi in this deck to stop, like, a moment like this. But I'm not sure what I would cut to make room for Jirachi. But here's the Lost Mine. It would make the most sense to KO these 3. We'll see what they choose to do, though. Okay. I counted the damage wrong. They were slightly short. So they're not going to be able to KO the Munkidori, which works even more in our favor. There's a Doduo. We can go ahead and slap down the Steel Energy. Go ahead and use Brain. Move 30 damage off. Just slap it onto that. Not that it's really going to make much of a difference. And then from here, we can just go Earthquake. KO that. We're down to a single prize. And there's pretty much nothing they can do at this point. Because they can't get past Steelix unless they make, like, a crazy, like, go into Iron Hands, KO that. But then, if they do that, Munkidori's still alive, and we can KO the Comfey. And we haven't seen any Electric Energy, so I don't think that's going to be a thing. But yeah, we'll be able to just attack and KO this. The problem is, like, we know they have the Psychic Energy in hand. They can play that down. They can Lost Mine and KO the Munkidori and the Manaphy and play some damage on the Steelix in the back. Or they can choose to just KO the Steelix in the back, but neither of those things win them the game. And as soon as we attack, we KO anything on the board, or if they leave Munkidori alive, then we just KO the Comfey in the back. So the game is over. But they are playing... It's crazy to see the difference in play timer. Another Tulip. What a bad card. Why do you keep playing it? Why do you play multiple? That card is hardly good in the decks it's used in. Alright, there's the Psychic Energy attachment. So it looks like they're not going to be able to do anything. We'll just attack on our next turn and end the game. If they don't KO the Steelix, though, what we'll do is we'll go research. Because we should have one more switch in deck. And I can use that just so that way I get the KO with the cool looking Steelix. Rather than like this one. This one's okay, but I'll definitely probably use this one in the thumbnail art. Just because it's so cool. I love that they use him like a lift. Like the people on top with the little safety rails. I just think that's really fun. It does make this guy look huge though. Like just, it kind of makes people look a lot bigger here than like up here, where it's like they're really tiny on his head. But like this is a whole 2 boulders of his body. And this guy, like, this guy's gotta be like 6'5". Where'd you put the damage counters? Oh, Munkidori. But yeah, it's really cool art. But yeah, like I said, this... Because here's the thing, right? So, here's Girder, which I've actually really never noticed. But, like, Girder's there, and Timbor is there. Timbor is, like... I think it's, like, what? Is Timbor, like, 3 feet tall? Right? Something like that? Like, 2.5, 3 feet tall? And that's coming up to, like, this guy's knee. He's huge. They all are. But then these people up here are very tiny. So, like, the perspective on it is odd, to put it lightly. We'll research here and look for the switch. Alright, we get Prime Catcher. We'll Prime Catcher up the Comfey just to show him we mean business. We'll hit him for weakness. And attack with the cool Steelix to end the game. Take our final prize card. And we get the scenario. Alright, so that's going to be game number 3, guys. Kind of a weird one. Our opponent's list was not very good. And I don't think they made the right decisions with their play. But it is what it is. You know, we'll take what we can get. That's going to be game number 3. So I hope you guys like the list. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend trying it out. If you like the list, anything like that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to let me know what you want to see in the comment section down below. And be sure to join the community Discord and the community Discord tournament. The tournament will be tonight at 6:30 or 6 o'clock EST. So it's completely free to enter. If you're interested, feel free to join up. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to do so. We have a bunch of players ranging from all types of different experience levels, and they're all down to, you know, kind of play, help out, all that kind of stuff. So be sure to look into that. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Be sure, like I said, to, you know, follow the channel, all that kind of stuff. It's really appreciated. And lastly, thank you so much to the channel members. I want to do more for you guys in the future. Right now, I just don't have the ability to. So anyone who does join the membership, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.